fade along the way.
Yeah.
So instead of Priya, now we're 2 weeks later and we're seeing Eve's aka Starry's Zul out here and Marker on that just all reliable fade.
The fade. Yeah, I mean, and he's just so good with the fade. I mean, can you blame him really? His orb is like so good spacing wise and just neutral wise. And I mean, orb is in such a good spot in the meta right now. Since Chakrams, as you said, got absolutely gutted. So nice down like ground pound pickup from Eve here on the unarmed. Now back on the cannon. This is looking like a very fast-paced set already, which is nice to see.
Yeah, no, both of these players really like going forward, applying massive pressure. They don't. I specifically Eve is someone I practice with and against, and they're someone that really thrives in being able to just walk forward and keep applying pressure. So my own counterplay to that, because I spar them a lot, I've got on the download in that time, is if I want to irritate him, I play intentionally a little bit more passive. But trying to play like that is something that clashes really heavily with what Marker likes to do. Because Marker falls in that same category.
It's in between, sort of, though. Like, it depends on the situation. He adapts really well, like, in terms of, oh, I'm gonna play a bit more, like, more footsies, more neutral-wise. But sometimes, like, as you see now, he applies a lot of pressure on the orb, especially against this cannon here.
I kind of like
nice
this
matchup
really well for Marker, like just playing orb into cannon allows you to get really good spacing, and that's just beautiful there. That was Eve down in orange.
That was so good. That was so beautifully spaced. Yeah, and I mean, still on the orb, and I mean, it's so solid here, especially against an arm. Yeah, that was so clean. Nice highlight down here. Wait, this can be it. Nice ground pound. Grounded ground pound almost there. Just to put on more damage on Eve, and I mean, on his last stock, GC Sidelight tries to come back with the recovery. That was kind of crazy. That was kind of crazy tech, but yeah, that was definitely like way too much space to cover to come back on the stage. Okay.
Marker with the edge guard now, trying to hold stage control, but Eve starting to use the platform and going back to center stage. But Eve really gotta watch out for the threat of Sair or even Sidelight into Sair, because even though this stage is kind of big, you're playing against a very high strike flight, and Exol isn't the tankiest. There we go, that one Sair. It felt like I didn't keep the timer in mind, and it felt like it was 2 minutes. It felt like a really fast game because there weren't any breaks. It was like one interaction to the next, not just one interaction, half a minute of neutral, then another interaction. And we're seeing Eve going into game 2.
Still reliable.
Yeah, to the 7.
I mean, then again, 7 is pretty much what Eve had to put himself out on the map, you know, in terms of just tournaments and overall. So I'm not surprised about this pick. Maybe it's gonna work against Marker. I mean, you know, still the all-reliable cannon. Those strings are definitely gonna still be in handy and stuff. But Marker now, it seems like the 7, oddly enough, even though, correct me if I'm wrong, has less speed than Zol? Or like around there? Or am I just terribly wrong?
If I remember correctly, 7 is pretty well split. And I think they have around the same, like the 4 or 5 speed.
Huh, which is interesting. It's kind of playing the same character, but not really, you know, obviously because of the spear, because of the signatures.
Yeah,
but it seems like
you're saying something that I was kind of wondering. Why the swap? Because Eve strikes me as a player that doesn't utilize signatures that much. I don't think I've seen a lot of them in their current tournament run. And the logical conclusion would be, was it a secondary weapon issue?
Yeah.
Was it I would say axe?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, spear is really solid. That desync is pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's good for KO pickups, as you saw. And I mean, honestly, no, it's overall a solid choice. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, look at this. He is definitely schmooming on the cannon, as always.
Yeah, no, that's something I've noticed in, like, my personal time playing together with Eve as well. Oh!
Yeah, this is
Eve is a very snowball out of control type player. Especially on not just the fact that they're a cannon player, but also the way they like to play.
Right. Like, once he gets the momentum, he pretty much runs away with the set, right?
Exactly.
Like,
Eve
yeah,
will
I
commit
noticed that.
if you give them the space.
No, man, yeah, I can definitely see that. Marker, I wouldn't say it's the same, but like when he gets to dominate, he pretty much steps all over you, especially on the orb or the side. You know, again, depending on the situation. Nice side there. Here, the double side there, almost KOing to the side. Ground pound whiff, but that was so close. I think he touched the near pixel of that stage there. Instead, I'm pretty sure he wanted to just ground pound all the way down. That's gonna cost him. Eve's still on 2 stocks. Okay.
Marker trying to
get this
the
KO.
touch card. There we
Nice.
go.
Highlights there. Yep.
Marker seems to be consistently just going for orb, which I find really interesting because I've casted Marker so much, I've seen them in so many tournaments.
Yeah.
They have this thing where they're really aware of which weapon of Fate they need in a certain situation, because all the work that they've done against Eve specifically has been on orb. And I can't blame them. It's a good matchup into Cannon, which is Eve's bread and butter. And I can also understand Cannon into Scythe being a bit difficult, considering Cannon is one of those weapons where you have a lot of movement on your side air, escaping side strikes, and a grounded ground pound coming out from
Yeah, again, you got that AoE.
Up.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good KO option, I'm not gonna lie. Like, that ground pound can definitely take on some stocks, and surprisingly so, you know? I don't think Marker expected that. You know, on-stage ground pounds are not, you know, your best choice usually. But not
no, but Cannon specifically, I think it's the only weapon in the game where... I mean, you have blasters as well, but the hitbox still goes through the stage. It doesn't really achieve anything for you, you just bounce off it. Cannon actually has an extra added hitbox for when you're landing on the ground, and a lot of people don't respect that until they have been hit by it at least once. Throws the spear away immediately. So again, my question is, yes, you won, but it was off the back of the cannon. I think Eve could have done that on the Zul as well, but maybe it's a... I mean, not sure what the thing is here.
Could be the Sigs. I mean, that D-Sig is so good at, you know, catching jumps, and oh my goodness, those ground pound callouts from Eve have been absolutely pristine this set so far. Like, it seems like Marker just does not know how to counter that so far. It just seems like Eve is running away with these ground pounds.
Eve takes one game after losing game 1, and they're just going.
Oh.
Marker.
Oh, wait.
Marker is trying to go back. Just going there in the off stage, trying to fight back against Eve with those stairs on the orb instead of taking stage control. Marker starting to get the punishes that they need. But is it gonna be enough? Eve is still lapping them. DC coming through, hitting top platform of Terminus. Marker side there to get Eve away. They're coming through from Eve.
Man. Okay, he's starting to read those D-Sigs a lot, and I mean, that's definitely gonna do it. Last downer highlights there, no. Getting that confirm on that first KO on Eve. I mean, Marker is pretty damaged on the second stock, but they can still do this. 100%.
I'm really liking the Marker adaptation coming out here.
Oh. Man. That KO'd? On small terminals?
I think it was semi-charged, and Fate at most is a 5 defense legend, which is what Marker is running. Yeah. I was liking, you know, that first stock, or rather Marker's second stock, they weren't allowed to play with their first one. Oh, that's unfortunate. That is really unfortunate. Eve just losing a stock in what's essentially white trash. Thrown away into the garbage by Marker.
It's fine. I mean, again, it's equal stocks. As long as you keep the mental, you know, calm and cold, I think you can do this. But usually, yeah, that definitely takes a toll. But that bouncing, man, you can just keep holding it. And sometimes you're just gonna wait. Oh, is he just gonna, you know, let it go? Frame 1, no. He keeps holding it, gets more damage. And Eve, look, he keeps doing. Yeah.
Marker is starting to respect it now. Like in the beginning of this set, or of this game 3, Marker was starting to get a little bit of punish game going against all the hits that Eve was throwing out, you know. likes to keep going, doesn't wait, just pedal to the metal. But now with this D6 marker is like, look at my damage. I cannot go for it. I cannot afford to make a mistake on the punish like that.
Bro, how many
And it cost
D6
him
did Eve
game
hit in this
3.
match? How many D6? That's ridiculous.
Like, do you mean the amount hit or the amount Eve was going for? Because those are two different numbers.
The amount hit. I mean, the amount hit. I mean, yeah, he did space a few of them, but the most that, like, the ones that matter the most, no. Like, he went just straight into Eve, and Eve read that, kept getting those D6, and those platform cancels on the D6 as well. Like, you know, getting to know when Marker's gonna just stay there on that platform, you know, I'm just gonna D6 you. I mean, why not? You're just gonna stay there, I'll do it. That's a lot of damage for me.
Heavy attack count, 10 coming out from Eve in the previous game, and like 8 of them were D6. Going into game 3 onto Small Fortress of Lions, our single character swap coming out from Marker, going onto the white. I can't count, I'm sorry. Game 4.
It's fine.
Taros coming out from a Marker. And this is kind of what I was talking about with you in the beginning. I was almost gonna call it the pre-show, but you know, when right after the caster swap, I was very interested in what type of legends we would see today after Priya wasn't the de facto best legend in the game anymore. I
mean,
and just looking at legend variety with an eye on Galaxy Cup next week, but also mid-season next month.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, like,
CEO.
Exactly. Yeah. So in Eve's example, are they still gonna play that solo, or are they gonna stick to that 7? For Marker, will they still have that Terrors if they need to, or are they gonna commit to CEO on that Fate still? I mean, the Terror's currently looking really good for Marker.
Yeah.
But
I was about to say.
My main worry here is, I don't remember which caster said this, but losing like 2-1 or 2-0 being behind and then swapping on loss might likely result in you still losing the set. And they had to believe that swapping after losing only 1 game was the better idea. And I'm curious if it's gonna apply to Marker here. If Eve can get the download in either this game or lose this game and then still have game 5 to play for. Because Eve, with being a game up and only needing 1, whereas Marker needs 2, you still have a bit of time to collect information on this new legend pick that you haven't played before in the tournament from this specific player.
Yeah. No, yeah, I definitely agree. Like, again, when it comes to pro play, it all comes to adaptation, especially if you got a very strong player, and I mean, everyone out there is a strong player in, let's say, a top 8 or something like that. You gotta find those perfect legend swaps, and I mean, so far, the Tarot swap from Marker definitely seems like it's doing a bit more work than the Fate, but like, again, it's still very, like, neck and neck here. Getting that GC stomp into there, though.
I am liking what I'm seeing from Eve, though, because that Taros came swinging out of the gate in this game, and Marker, give or take, started off with a full stock lead, and now they're both on white final stocks, like, just got a respawn.
Yeah. I mean, oh, okay. This is like a dangerous spot for Marker, especially since Eve is pretty much a cannon specialist, and you get like just one of those, you know, crazy yet, you know, fundamental cannon strings. You will definitely get knocked out. Like, you gotta be really careful as soon as I'm saying that the double side there. Yeah, that was nice. But Eve now seared the way. Yeah. That's definitely gonna be an equalizer here. And we're going straight to game 5 after. I mean, wow. This has been just a fast set overall.
This has been like a really, you know, combat heavy set, I wanna say. Yeah. Which makes sense because it's a fighting game. But they're constantly like taking each other's breathing room, like they're breathing the same oxygen from the same.
Yeah. They're downloading each other, getting new updates constantly, you know, like, oh, okay, he does the D-Sig, I gotta space it out, I gotta respect it. Oh, wait a minute, he stays on the platform, I can D-Sig because he does not respect it on the platform, and so on and so forth.
Exactly.
And yeah, like, I mean, this, again, as I said, you need to adapt. If you want to be in like the top player pool, you gotta adapt and you gotta do legend
That's a
swaps
big
sometimes.
start from almost that Markimu, which like
Oh
doesn't make
my
any sense.
God,
Markimu doesn't
yeah.
even play Taros.
And this is EU. I mean, dude, Markimu in EU, that would be crazy to see.
Okay.
Like, how do you think did that actually? Oh man.
Oh.
Marker, you know what? I'm just gonna stop right there with the Markimu stuff because he's not even in this tournament. And that was a nice KO pickup from Marker. Now back on the axe, throwing it away suddenly. Maybe he just wanted to
Throws away the
flash it
spear.
into Eve's. Yeah.
I know
on the
that
hammer.
Eve doesn't like playing Spear out of principle, but I think this is a really poor position to do it. Spear has an amazing matchup into Davos as a whole. And I think
Yeah.
Eve is gonna kinda need it as well. Like, you gotta do something. Marker is starting to adapt to your cannon. And they're starting to realize how you wanna play. But Marker is also being sensible of Eve's adaptation. Since
Right.
last game, the last stock of Eve, I've been noticing that they've thrown out a lot of more aerial approaches, trying to use Dare in order to land. Because Eve has been starting to respect the sidelight on both of the weapons of Marker on the Darrows. And now I'm pretty sure Marker is like, yeah, okay, you're not gonna do anything grounded. I'm starting to get it now. Not only is it just adaptation from Eve, it is counter adaptation to their adaptation coming out from Marker.
Yeah, it's again a war of attrition, as you know, the pastcaster said here. It's not even like, oh man, but that Stomp Seer is definitely gonna shut that down. Shut that
Exactly.
argument down. It seems like Marker is dominating, but again, we don't know. It keeps changing. The war of attrition.
Exactly.
Like,
I mean, for that
never
moment,
know.
it was correct about the aerial approaches, and Marker was like, yeah, no, I see that dash jump coming from a mile away, and I'm ready to punish it.
Oh,
But now, Marker is starting to extend this lead even more.
Oh, wait,
Starts to
wait.
lap. Eve fighting back, double recovery. Do they have enough options? Cannon Sarah coming back to the stage.
okay, here comes the
D-Sig.
Trident through D-Sig. Perfectly spaced though by Marker and instantly punished as well with the Stomp Seer. Now a Dare, Eve getting that second stock away from Marker, and I mean, this could be it. I mean, we'll see though.
Like, this could be it. Is something that every commentator has said multiple times in their life, but this could
Yeah.
actually be. I mean, this is gonna
Yeah.
be it for one of these players, because this is Elimination's side. Both of them losing their stock will mean that they're knocked out of the tournament.
Yeah, I wanted to say this could be it for Eve. You know, I mean, Marker definitely got the damage advantage, and I mean, we all know Teros, okay? One-sider, you're gone. You don't even. Oh!
No!
Oh my god, almost Caster's Curse here. Eve went back to the stage though. Nair was enough
That's
to pick up
unfortunate.
that KO off the top.